All right, here in round one, and we're on the draw, and we are going to keep our hand. Looks pretty good to me. Teamer, Charger. All right. I think I just play Opulent Palace and pass. And I'll probably just trade the 3 power guy for the 1 power guy. All right, Teamer. Wind Scout. I might just build towards Death Frenzy at this point. The nice thing is I can still play out my Krumar into it as well. So let's play Black Source here, and then I have Abzan Charm up, which could be beneficial if he tries to do something busted with Wind Scout. Definitely just want him to play Morph, but I want him to save his Morph. I definitely want to bust a value Death Frenzy at some point. I think that's where I'm going to have the most success. I'm going to have some problems if that... Well, I guess I can Abzan Charm it if it comes to that. But the problem is he's going to be strongly motivated to unmorph it. Maybe not. I probably just won't block when he attacks, and I hope he doesn't unmorph. I think that's probably my best move. But for now, we'll get our Krumar out and pass. Can also cast Mandrills next turn, but I think the plan is hopefully this guy doesn't unmorph, he plays another morph. That could be, ooh. Well, now he can't really unmorph well. Hopefully just another morph. Oh, well, it's still going to work out well for us, believe it or not. So we're going to 2-for-1 him, gain some life. This is actually going to work out pretty well for us. And then we're going to be pretty close to Woolly Loxodon too. We get to go Mandrills into potentially Loxodon soon. So this is actually not too shabby. 3 cards left in his hand, so this Death Frenzy is certainly getting good value. I do love a good Death Frenzy. What a fantastic card. Now we still have the Abzan Charm for something fat, and we have Woolly Loxodon, which is our fat. Alright, another Morph Dude. Still in pretty good shape here. So I can't play land plus... I can't play Mandrills plus leave up Abzan Charm. As cool as that would be. I also can't Mandrills plus play the Loxodon, because I don't quite have the resources for that, even with Delve. So I think we just hardcast the Mandrills and then pass, and then we're actually, next turn we can hardcast our Loxodon too, if we need to, which seems fine to me. Alright, Misfire Weaver, can tolerate that. Can Abzan Charm it too. Still in a decent racing position, I would say. See, depending on what he plays next turn, because we've got the Abzan Charm to either kill it or pump our guys attacking into it, both of which seem pretty good to me. Oh, burn him away? Alright. That's okay. We'll get away with that. We get to slam a Woolly Loxodon now, which, I mean, I could morph it, but I think it actually makes more sense to just cast it, because I don't want to pay the extra 6 mana next turn. I want to be able to leave up. This does make me more vulnerable to like a Smite the Monstrous, but hey, that's a good draw too. Alright, let's actually, yeah, now because of the burn away, I can't do all the cool stuff I want to do, but that's alright. If he didn't burn away and did some other removal, I'd be able to do Mandrills and leave up Abzan Charm, but getting a 6/7 is still pretty good. Guess he could have Disdainful Stroked that too. Something I should have been conscious of. All right. I think we're still in pretty good shape here with the Abzan Charm and the Unyielding Krumar. So let's just... Ooh. Guess I can't quite play that, but... No cards left in his hand. I do wish I could kill him with Abzan Charm Pump. Guess we are indicating to him pretty strongly that we have something. Maybe I didn't have to attack with the Krumar, but he is motivated to block, so that's good. Hopefully it's just the 5/5 Trampler. Alright, good. So now I can double pump my guy and then give him first strike. So we take out his rider, deal 6 damage to him, and pass. Alright, so playing against Teamer, he's got some good stuff. He does feel pretty vulnerable to that Death Frenzy, so I'm happy we picked that card up. I knew that card was pretty good. He's got some fatties, though. And Snowhorn Rider, which is certainly a good card. I don't know if we have too much of a sideboard. Windstorm, actually, seems pretty good. Jeskai Windscout and the Misfire Weaver. That's pretty good removal. Seems a lot more efficient than, say, like a Throttle, but the Throttle's also more versatile. It's also more expensive, but I kind of like the idea of being able to Windstorm for like 1. Maybe I cut the Become Immense for Windstorm. I'd rather have removal than a pump trick, because it seems like I actually have enough fatties to beat him. And the fact that he's got the flyers really is going to make that Windstorm better. Didn't see any enchantments. Alright, I think everything else is pretty much in order. So let's just try this again. He's conscious of the Death Frenzy now, though, so I don't know if I'll get all the blowouts I want anymore. I mean, I didn't get an insane blowout with Death Frenzy either. I just got a really nice 2-for-1, so it definitely was the turning point of the game. Ooh. Yeah, I think we're going to keep this. Turn 2 Rattleclaw Mystic. Seems fine. Guess there's no white source in this hand, but we'll have to find it. Alright. Embodiment's quite good. Lets him ramp up a little bit. Alright, so I could go for the morph on Rattleclaw, but at this point it doesn't really do me all that much good, so I think I'll just cast him. Next turn I can play Raider's Spoils, I guess, which isn't terrible. It's not terribly great either, but it's something to invest, and it ups my guy's power. I'm assuming he just wants to crack that embodiment, but maybe not. Oh, he's got his own Rattleclaw Mystic. Interesting. Still no white source. Alright, I think we bust out the Raider Spoils here. Still quite a bit of mana away from doing some good stuff, unfortunately. And we don't have a white source yet, which is also a bit worrisome, but I guess if we can get some cards in the yard, I can get my Scavenger online to ideally start drawing. Alright, not ramping with the Mystic this turn. Maybe he's just ready to pop his embodiment. Alright, I need to find my Death Frenzy ASAP. Ooh, Windstorm's not bad either. I can just Windstorm for 1 now. And that puts a card in my yard, so it lets me play Scavenger the next turn. And it also doesn't give him a chance to trade with my Mystic, which I don't want him to do. I do want to be able to cast Scavenger, rather. Let's, I think we just Windstorm. Could he have a 1-mana red or blue spell? I don't think so. I mean, that being said, maybe I just pump an extra anyway because I'm not doing anything with my remaining mana. I don't even want to offer him the block because I've got a lot of expensive stuff in my deck. He's definitely not motivated to block here. We still need a white source, keep in mind, but we will be able to cast Scavenger next turn, which is pretty nice. With the Raider Spoils out, especially. He's at 6 mana, so he can start casting his 5/5 Tramplers at this point. Glacial Stalker, well, it's less good than a 5/5 Trampler. Still pretty good, though. Scoured Barrens, well, that's not that bad. So, play our Barrens, gain our life, get our white source, drop a Scavenger. And pass. Next turn, maybe drop the Ascendancy. Ah, 4 color. Very good. So still a couple resources away from our Shambling Attendants resolving. Alright, he's got some big fat fatties. Can't do much about the big fat fatties, except play my own big fat fatties. So I could keep it defensive here, honestly. I may want to do that. As much as I want to draw a card, I may have to feed a resistance and hope he doesn't have burn away. I guess the best way to do that is drop Abzan Ascendancy now. What that does is give me a block anyway, motivates him to want to burn away my Sultai Scavenger, and then I can protect it. Or he can attack in, I can block and protect it anyway. And if he burn aways in response, I still get Abzan Ascendancy, I think. I forget if burn away exiles. I think it kills it and then exiles the graveyard. So I'm one resource short of Shambling Attendants too. Let's just Abzan Ascendancy, I guess. Let's bust it out now. And we'll pass. So we're going to block the Rider and feed a resistance our Scavenger. And if he burns it in response, we're still okay. Oh, wow, this is going to work out perfect. Well, not perfect. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked the Trampler. Am I dead? No, but it's going to be pretty close. All right. Well, I got to feed a resistance and save my guy. Unfortunately, this is not going to keep us from taking 10 damage. But we do get a Shambling Attendance next turn, which is good. But we're still in some pretty big trouble here. Taking 10 damage is certainly not good for us. Feel like I actually have to maybe start attacking too. Ooh, Hateblade helps. Well, so we cast Shambling Attendants. Can I swing with Scavenger? I probably can't. I think I leave the Scavenger back so he can't swing with the Stalker, and then we drop the Shambling Attendants to block the Snowhorn Rider. But I would do, as much as I'd like to attack him, I just don't think we're in the position just yet to do that. Little bit short on life. But if I get this Hateblade out, then I can swing next turn, draw a card. Oh no, he's got another pump spell? Well, I can't do anything about multiple pumps, so guess we're going to die to a pump spell. Or a burn spell. Alright, it was a rough game. He got us, which is disappointing, but can't do anything about it. He's got a solid teamer deck. Gotta stay sharp and aware and try my best. So that was pretty brutal, though. We were right in a position to completely flip that game around, but just unfortunately could not capitalize fast enough. So what do we do to capitalize more? Could play a second attendance over a Mandrills, maybe. I don't feel like upping the casting cost of our deck is going to be super helpful. We have triple Hateblade. I should be able to take out his dudes. I guess we keep it the same and hope to get a little bit luckier. All right. So we will play first. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that seems fine. We got all of our colors. A pretty unexciting Skull Hunter early on, but I think we're going to have to still just go for it. Hopefully draw a Hate Blade off the top. That'd be ideal. Not quite. Alright. Guess we go for the Skull Hunter just for the early beat capability. Certainly not the most exciting 2-drop, but that's okay. Alright. Unfortunately, his 2-drop, I would say, is superior. But we're still going to swing into it. Not the most exciting draw. Don't mind making the trade because it makes our scavenger cheaper, so it's actually not that bad. He does gain life, however. Alright, I guess we get the Baron's number 2 out there. We've already got our green source, so. Then next turn we get to play the Hate Blade into Scavenger, so not the worst turn progression I've ever seen. Oof. Really got to stop drawing lands or I'm going to lose a lot of confidence in this game. So we have to actually start drawing some stuff like Raider Spoils or actual creatures. Big threats would be nice. We have quite a few big threats. So Hooting Mandrills, Woolly Loxodon. We're going to be in big trouble, though, if we can't start hitting some spells. Very easy to get clumped in 18 land deck. Alright, Rattleclaw Mystic's not the biggest deal in the world. Unyielding Krumar, there we go. That's a reasonable draw. So let's get our let's just swing. Could actually play the Krumar and Outlast, but then I don't get the Scavenger. Then I can hard cast the Scavenger the following turn. That might actually be better. Get the Death Touch. Then we're not really keeping pace though. If I play the Scavenger, it keeps the Wind Scout back too. I guess I'd rather swing and play Scavenger. Minimize his damage. Alright. Morph, pretty acceptable. So next turn I can... He missed a land drop too. Very good to note. Alright, I think what we do is... Because we can get ahead on the race here. I think we play Palace. I think we swing Scavenger. I think we drop Krumar and then we Outlast. Oh, well, that worked out well for him. So Raider Spoils at this point would be pretty insane. I'd also settle for an Abzan Ascendancy, giving all our guys Death Touch, which would probably be more insane since I've got a First Striker too. So we've got some live draws. Any of our fatties, Raider Spoils, removal I would take, of course. Alright, Scaldkin's not that big of a deal, really. That was a bad draw, but got to expect that to happen in the 18 land decks. Can't let it get me down. So I guess we just swing with the Nightblade and then pass. Starting to get pretty concerned, though. I think we're going to lose our Scavenger and start getting beat from above. Still have outs. There's actually just so many live draws we could draw right now. That would be absolutely bonkers insane. Death Frenzy, any of our fatties, Windstorm, Raider Spoils, A lot of live draws. We probably have 8 to 10 draws that would be extremely beneficial right now. Alright. Looks like missing his land drop. That's good news. He can use Skuldkin. God, that's such a bad draw. Okay. I can't get worked up about it. Bad draws happen. Got to accept them. So if I swing, he could block plus blow up his guy, 2-for-1ing himself. Do I really care about that? Probably not. I think this is fine for it. If he wants to 2-for-1 himself, so be it. I think he's just waiting for a land draw so he can burn away our guy. Alright. There's his ramp. So anything but a land, please. There we go. This is bonkers here. This is absolutely bonkers. This keeps him off his ramp too, which is really good. It's just going to Skuldkin. Yeah, that does actually work. I didn't think about that. It's going to let him... I should have swung with my Nightblade first. But it's not the end of the world. Right now he's debating which one he wants to kill. I think that was the right choice. So he was going to be able to do that anyway, so I probably should have just swung with the... Nightblade. Could have swung with everything. Probably would have made more sense. So he just blocks and then didn't even block at all. Alright, well, it still worked out reasonably well for us since we killed his Mystic, so he's at least off a 5-drop this turn. Did get his white source, though, which is pretty good for him. Certainly not for us. So that Death Frenzy wasn't as good, I guess, as I thought it was going to be, but it was okay. I definitely thought it was going to be better. So Windstorm's not even that great since... Yeah, well, Hateblade's decent. Swing with both. He goes flock there or trade. Probably just trades. Guess we are on the offensive, so we swing. Just sort of sucks because of the... I think we're going to have a hard time here, guys. He's got a grip full of cards, and he's got the resources to make it work now, unfortunately. So we're going to have a harder time here, I think, unless we really start drawing live for the rest of the game, I think. Because he's going to be into the dangerous territory soon. And he does have a grip full of cards. Despite my Death Frenzy 3 for 2-ing him, he still has much more cards at his disposal than we do, which is a big problem. Hateblade helps, since it can at least block a fatty, but... Alright, so now I guess he's just going to pop his embodiment. Well, that doesn't do anything, I guess. Alright. So I guess we swing... I'm probably still going to pop out my Horde Mate, despite it being able to bring back Hateblade. That's interesting. Kill shot or something? Oh, well, can't do anything about that, so have to resign myself to getting burned away. Kind of expecting it to happen. Alright, let's just Horde Mate now. Could save it, but I'm hoping to pop off our Raider spoils. Or a fatty. Raider spoils or a fatty would be ideal. Windstorm at least would take care of Misfire Weaver, which would be nice. All right, that's a big problem. I knew we were in rough shape though, because we just drew too many lands and our opponent was resource starved and we just weren't pressuring. I think we're gonna lose now. Actually, I lost a lot of confidence there. Draw on the land. I think we just drew too many resources. Our opponent's just gonna start popping off all of his 6-drops, and there's nothing we can do about it. So I don't think I'm not feeling very good anymore about this game. Unfortunately, lost a lot of confidence. We need to just start ripping some actual cards rather than lands, or we're just going to resign ourselves to fate here. Well, Mandros helps. Guess we swing with the Hate Blade, and then he gets to trade to the Companion, which makes the Horde Mate play absolutely dreadfully, horribly bad on my part. Which I really don't like that. So I guess I'll play a Mandrills. Just getting rapidly beat down by a Misfire Weaver, which is pretty disappointing since we've got outs to it, but I've got Throttle, I've got Windstorm, I've got Abzan Charm, so I've got outs, but I need to find them. And we are essentially in top deck mode now. Our opponent's just got a grip too, which is just a really bad sign. Yeah, I don't think we can win this. I think we're just, if he's got 4 cards of gas in his hand to our none. He has a better board presence. We are vastly behind this game. We ripped too many lands early, unfortunately. So, disappointed, but we can still get some outs. Just need some removal. There it is. So, let's cast that now and not even give him a chance to Feat of Resistance. So, we're protected from the skies above, but we still have some... Still got to deal with some actual board threats and the remaining cards in my opponent's hand. Become Immense is pretty devastating with the Snowhorn Rider too. Alright. So he still can become Immense, which means I'm in pretty big trouble. Yeah. I think he's going to become Immense and kill us, actually. I think that's probably what's going to happen. And I don't know what to do about it. So he becomes Immense this. If I block with just a Hate Blade, I take just way too much damage. I take lethal. If I double block that and block this, he becomes Immense. I lose both my guys. I take 6. He's confidently attacking, which tells me he very likely has become Immense. See, the problem is, this is the frustrating part. If I have to do a worse block to protect myself against Become Immense. I have to double block this, which means I'm guaranteed to lose both my guys, regardless of whether he has Become Immense. I have absolutely no protection from Become Immense. I can Hate Blade, guaranteed take at least 4 damage, and then double block the bear and only lose one of my guys. I feel like if I lose both my guys, I'm just going to lose this game. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much going to lose the game anyway. So I'm going to do the block because if I do, here's the thing. If I do the block that protects me against Become Immense, which is this, I guaranteed lose both my guys, which means I have to draw, I guess, any creature. All right, I'm doing the worst. I'm doing the worst block to protect myself from Become Immense, which sucks because I really do not want to do this block at all. I really don't. But the only reason I'm doing it is because Become Immense is such a blowout. Well, he did have it, so it was obvious. It was obvious that he had it. He was just too confident of an attack. So I was gonna die if I blocked with Hate Blade. So I actually did the block. I think that doesn't kill me. Yeah, I just take 6, which is still awful. And I need to rip pretty much like a Woolly Loxodon immediately, or I'm just gonna die. Shambly Attendance does work. Still can take 2 from that Bear's Companion, though. If he has any removal, we're in rough shape. All right. It was a rough match. I'm disappointed we lost, but we put up a good fight. We got mana flooded in Game 3. That really is the bottom line, exactly what ended up destroying us. If we just hit some spells, if we could have capitalized on him being mana screwed, being flooded against Mana Screw is so much worse for the Mana Flood guy. It is so much worse for the Mana Flood guy because the Mana Flood guy is just trying his best to capitalize on an opponent who's screwed, while the opponent who's screwed is sitting on a grip full of action. So they're inevitably going to hit lands, but the Flood guy has to hit like some serious threats fast. That Flock saved him so much damage too. But yeah, disappointing match, but I'm going to accept it. We tried our best, so I'll see you round 2.